The reason you feel pressure right now is because you're not at the beginning of your journey. You're standing at the edge of a breakthrough. And right before every elevation, the chosen ones face a final test. This test, it's non-negotiable. You either pass it or you stay stuck. There is no shortcut. There is no way around it. You either rise or repeat. Everything you've gone through up until now wasn't random. It was preparing you for this exact moment. The betrayal, the loneliness, the spiritual warfare, it was all part of your training. But now, it's different. Now, God is watching not to see if you can survive. He's watching to see if you're ready. Are you really ready for the next level, or are you just talking about it? This test will look like pressure, like silence, like nothing's happening, like doors are closing, like people are walking away. You'll be tempted to react emotionally, to fall into old habits, to reach for distractions, to give up. But don't be fooled. This isn't a setback. It's a setup, and what's being tested is your response, not your comfort. Can you trust God when the lights go out? Can you still walk by faith when you can't see a single step ahead? Can you choose to stay aligned when your flesh is screaming to go back to what's familiar? That's what the final test is about. Because the enemy doesn't attack empty vessels, he only targets what's valuable. And if you're being hit hard right now, it's because your next level is real. It's close. It's already written. But access requires proof, not to God, but to you. You have to prove to yourself that you've learned from the last season, that you won't self-sabotage this time, that you're no longer moved by what used to break you. This is the moment that separates the awakened from the almost, the elevated from the entertained, the chosen from the called. You've already been chosen, that's not the question. But can you handle what comes with the crown? Can you stay silent when falsely accused? Can you forgive and still move forward without closure? Can you walk away from what's comfortable to embrace what's divine? That's the real test. And here's the thing. No one will clap for you during this test. No one will cheer. In fact, it'll feel like you're being punished, like you've been forgotten, like nothing's working. But chosen one, this is exactly how it's designed. Because the final test is about your private decisions, the ones no one sees, the ones where no one's watching, the ones where you choose alignment over applause. It's easy to talk about purpose when everything's going well, but can you live it when you're being stretched? Can you keep showing up even when it hurts? Can you keep giving even when no one is pouring back into you? This test will push every part of you, your patience, your discipline, your faith, your identity. It'll bring up every insecurity you thought you'd already healed, and it'll expose the last bits of fear you haven't faced. Not to punish you, but to purge you. Because you can't bring old wounds into a new season. You can't carry unhealed trauma into your next blessing. The weight of the calling you're stepping into requires spiritual lightness. It requires clarity. It requires peace. And peace doesn't come from the absence of struggle. It comes from the decision to not let the struggle define you. So if you're in a season where nothing makes sense, where you feel like you're being squeezed from every direction, congratulations. That means you're at the door. But here's the catch. The door only opens for those who pass. This is the test of isolation. Can you stand alone without becoming bitter? This is the test of obedience. Can you move even when it doesn't make logical sense? This is the test of surrender. Can you let go of control and still believe it's all working in your favor? Some people quit right here. They confuse the test for rejection. They run back to what they prayed to be free from. They abandon the process 5 seconds before the breakthrough. Don't let that be you. You've come too far. You've cried too many tears. You've healed too many wounds. This isn't the time to retreat. This is the time to lock in. Remember what you asked for. You wanted real change. You wanted elevation. You wanted a life that matches your spirit. That kind of life doesn't come without cost. It requires a version of you that is fully aligned. And alignment is expensive. It will cost you your comfort, your ego, your excuses, and the relationships you've outgrown. But it will give you peace, power, purpose. It will introduce you to the version of yourself that isn't controlled by fear anymore. The version of you that's ready for rooms you once felt too small to stand in. The version of you that doesn't shrink for anyone or anything. This is your moment, and the enemy knows it. That's why the pressure has increased. That's why the distractions are louder. That's why the attacks are more subtle. He's trying to make you forfeit what's already yours, but he can't take it from you. He can only trick you into giving it up. Don't fall for it. Everything you need to pass this test, you already have. The wisdom, the strength, the discernment. It's in you. You've already walked through worse. You've already survived storms you thought would kill you. This isn't the end. It's your proving ground. And if you pass, nothing will be the same again. This is your proving ground. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. This pressure isn't here to crush you. It's here to confirm you. You're being tested so that heaven and hell both know you're not who you used to be. You've outgrown the old you, the one who used to panic when things didn't go as planned, the one who begged for love just to feel worthy, the one who needed validation just to feel seen. That version of you is gone, and the final test is making sure you don't go back. It's making sure you don't just change your behavior, but your being. That you're not just acting stronger, you are stronger. That you're not just talking about purpose, you're walking it, breathing it, living it. Chosen one, don't expect this part to feel comfortable. It won't. In fact, it's supposed to challenge everything weak within you. It's supposed to draw out your shadows and force them into the light. This is where your excuses die. This is where your growth becomes non-negotiable. This is where your identity gets solidified. And make no mistake, you're not in this test alone. Heaven is watching. God is guiding. Your ancestors are cheering. The spiritual realm is holding its breath. Because they know what's waiting on the other side of your obedience. They know that if you pass this test, you don't just free yourself, you shift generations. You break cycles. You activate purpose in people watching you who haven't even spoken your name. So breathe. Slow down. You don't need to figure everything out. You just need to trust. Trust the timing. Trust the silence. Trust your spirit when it tells you, this isn't the end, it's a beginning in disguise. You'll know this is the final test because the temptation to settle will be louder than ever. You'll feel pulled back to old habits, old people, old comfort zones. But every time you go back, you delay your future. Every time you betray your progress, you reset your spiritual clock. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent, being honest, being aligned. God is not testing you to hurt you. He's testing you to trust you, to see if you're ready to steward what He's already written in your destiny. He's asking, can I trust you with the influence? Can I trust you with the platform? Can I trust you with the blessing that comes with responsibility? Because where you're going, you can't fake it. You have to be it. You have to be built from the inside out. And if you can endure this test, not escape it, not avoid it, but walk through it, you won't just receive blessings, you'll receive dominion. You'll walk into rooms you once thought you'd only dream of, but it won't be hype. It'll be earned. And when you pass, you'll know. It won't be loud. It won't be dramatic. It'll be subtle. A shift, a calm in your spirit. Doors will begin to open. People will begin to show up. Not the ones who want to use you, but the ones assigned to walk with you. The blessings will begin to manifest in alignment with your new vibration. But if you stop now, if you let the pressure make you bitter, if you let the loneliness harden you, if you give up just before the elevation, nothing changes. You stay stuck in the same cycles. You keep repeating the same emotional patterns. You keep seeing signs, but never the substance. And you weren't created to stay stuck. You weren't chosen just to survive. You were chosen to reign, to lead, to heal, to elevate others through your energy, your wisdom, your light. But that light has to be pure. It can't come from ego. It has to come from surrender, from the fire, from the tests you didn't think you'd survive, but did. This final test will strip everything you don't need. It will offend your pride. It will expose your fears. It will stretch your faith until it feels like it might snap. But if you hold on, just hold on, you'll discover a version of yourself that was hidden in the pain. This isn't the end. It's the door. And the key isn't hustle. It's surrender. It's letting go of the version of you that keeps sabotaging blessings. It's releasing the need to control. It's trusting that what's meant for you won't miss you, but you must become the version of yourself that's ready to receive it.